Hi everybody, it's Maria, and I am so much better than I was during the filming of the last video because I didn't know I was getting the flu. Lucky I had the flu shot, so it didn't last quite as long as it would have without it. So I'm blessed, but yeah, that was rough. So I'm much better, and I just am excited because, you know, I love opening up presents. Who doesn't like, you know, to open up boxes and stuff? And Daryl from Deviser, another ukulele company, contacted me and asked if I would do an unboxing of one of their thin line ukuleles. So here we go. They just want my opinion, so I will give my honest opinion. I'm glad it's in a nice big box because there were times, I think I've mentioned before, where years ago I used to get things from companies that I ordered and bought and they weren't even in another box. That's insane. Okay. All right, it's in a nice big box. It's a smaller box in it, and it's actually a pretty heavy duty box. It's not one of those thin ones. It's pretty durable. So I'm hoping that spending 2 days, hopefully not tossed around on a UPS truck, but just carefully in the back, waiting to be delivered. Maybe it was fine, hopefully. Oh, it's got a case. I didn't know that. Okay, cool. It's always a bonus when they come with cases. Oh, that's actually a very nice little catalog, I guess. I actually didn't know about this brand, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be viable. A lot of nice companies have popped up recently. And let's see what else we get. I had no idea this was coming with all this stuff, so that's pretty exciting because you could always use an extra tuner. So this is a tuner clip-on, which is nice. And has their name on the strap, a little brown strap. All right, that'll work. I like the thinner straps because the thick ones are just too bulky, especially for a ukulele. The case is actually a nice, can you hear it? It's a nice material. I want to say almost like a canvas. I don't know if you can see that. First thing I noticed, it doesn't have the double backpack type of strap. Doesn't mean it's a deal breaker. It's just a little more awkward when you try to use it. I'll explain. See, it sort of doesn't really feel, I mean, I could, you know, you can use it, but it's a little flimsy. So I probably hold it from here. So at least you have one of these type of straps. It doesn't feel very heavy, so I think this should be fine. But of course, only time will tell. Zippers work. And they even give you a little, pretty little, it looks like a handkerchief, but a little cloth, I guess, to polish it. It's always nice. And I will just I'll leave that here because I'll probably use it after I shut the video to tune it up. It says Deviser on it. Looks like it's actually sewn in. My mother was a seamstress, so she taught me how you can tell, because if it goes all the way through, see? Then that means it's sewn in. God rest her soul. If it was just a patch and kind of like ironed on or just stuck on, you would not see the stitching all the way through. So that's cool. A little tidbit of information. I do like when it comes with a case because you know it'll fit it nice and snug. And you know, sometimes I've bought ukuleles without a case, and I always feel like the case that I buy to go with it, a generic one, it like flops around. It's not exactly perfect, but you still need a case to protect it. So this is nice when it comes with it. It's got the standard way of wrapping it in a kind of like a, I don't know what you call this material. Now she said it's koa, so I don't know a lot about woods. I know what koa looks like from a koa guitar that I have, and it certainly does look like koa from the guitar that I have. It's actually really super shiny. I do like shiny things. My husband always says I'm a ferret because I'm attracted to shiny things. So that is actually the first thing that I noticed, is it's extremely shiny. I hope you could see that in the video. So it's a high gloss finish. Another thing I noticed is got a lot of, it looks like inlay. I feel some bumps here. So I guess that's like maybe the glue. So I do feel some bumps. You know, maybe they'll have to check their quality control here, because right here, I don't know if that's gonna chip. I'm being honest with you. You can kind of see it, but I don't think you'd see it in the video. So as I'm running my fingers along here, right here, there's a bump, right here, right here, right here, and here. So I don't know what the bumps are. I don't know if that means eventually they're little cracks. I have no clue. I'd have to have like a luthier look at it. So yes, right here, right away, I noticed that. It's very pretty, and I'm noticing that, but around here, a lot of bumps. This is kind of cool. This is supposed to be, I guess, to make it easier to play for your arms. It's like almost like an armrest. It looks like it's really beveled, but I think it's more of an illusion because it's just a little bit down. It's kind of cool looking, and that's done actually very well. It's very smooth. This is smooth. This is also some kind of what looked like abalone around the sound hole. This does look like wood. Doesn't look like plastic, although I'm no expert. This piece definitely is wood in here. The bridge, but I don't really know if, I mean, this feels like wood, but again, I'm not a woodworker or an expert. It does come with strap buttons. That's a bonus. That's a plus. Hence, they give you the strap. Let me feel this side. See, now this side right here, here. Okay, so again, not sure if this would make or break it. Hopefully it's not a big deal, but that's something that I hope maybe the company can address, you know, before they gloss it, or maybe, I'm not sure how that happened, but that's a little, okay, move on. Very pretty fretboard with, instead of the dots, you have these little like crosses, very attractive. I'm not sure what the wood is. It could be ebony. It could be, I don't think it's rosewood. It's very dark. It also does look like wood and not any kind of rich light or anything like that. She said it's all koa. Looks like koa. It does look like koa to me, I have to be honest. As far as, is it solid or laminate? Hard for me to tell in this light. Sometimes they say if you could see the grain all the way through. I'm guessing at the price point, which I think what I saw on Amazon is fairly inexpensive. I'm guessing it's a koa laminate. So you'd have to look into that yourself. This is kind of a cool headstock. I've never seen a ukulele with a headstock quite like this. It's all on one side, sort of like the electric guitars. You know, I have a Fender electric where all the tuning pegs are on one side. That's kind of cool. I like the design. I think whoever designed this did a nice job. They have gold. It looks like Grover tuners, but I'm not going to say they are because I doubt it again with this price point, but it's closed geared tuners. Gold tone, I'll say, to match the gold tone strap buttons. And, you know, even though this is a type of abalone, or maybe it's even, it looks really like a shell, so I can't say that it's not real. it has these flecks of gold, so the gold appointments seem to really work. I like the little wood. I think these are actually wood inlays, and it kind of picks up this wood here. So that was a nice job too. I have no idea if this is, you know, bone or if it's plastic. I cannot tell. But I'll tell you one thing I'm going to notice is it smooth across here. When you play, if it's sharp, the frets, it's really uncomfortable. Smooth, very smooth. So there's no complaints here with that. You know, the weather's been a little crazy, so sometimes, you know, wood expands and contracts and all that, but I can safely say that right now, with heat on, it's smooth. I use a humidifier or some kind of humidifier in the bags. I put like a sponge. I actually have one here. I'll show you. One of my friends who works on guitars told me this is a great way to do it if you want to save some money. I just literally cut a sponge, put holes in this little inexpensive type of Tupperware. It's not Tupperware, but, and then soak the sponge, squeeze it out, and put it in the case. And it's dry, as you can see, from my other ukulele, so I have to replace it. That should help with the, if you live in a climate such as myself, where it's like heat's on, and it's forced air heat, and it's blasting, and everything gets dry, like your nose gets all dried up. So does the wood on any of your instruments, so you should definitely use some kind of hygrometer if you have it. I don't have one, where you can see maximum, you know, humidity, and some people are really into that, which is cool. I have to be honest, I have never been that fussy, and knock on wood, I've been lucky. I haven't had anything crack or, you know, have any problems with the wood in any of my instruments. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to tell you before I stop this video and tune it is the action looks pretty good. Just by eyeballing it, it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. It might be a little more than 3 millimeters at the 12th fret, which is how they usually judge it, but it doesn't look horrible. There's no truss rod, so it can't be adjusted that way. But there are things that luthiers can do with the nut or the bridge to have it so it's a little lower. But you have to be careful, because if you get the action too low, which is the height of the strings to the fretboard, you'll get buzzing, and that's just really terrible. So the reason you don't want it too high, besides maybe being uncomfortable to play, is sometimes it throws what's called the intonation off, and that is how well it keeps its tune from the first fret all the ways to the last fret. And if the intonation is off, it's going to start to sound out of tune. So if you're playing lead lines, it's not going to sound pretty. So that could be a problem, but I don't know until I play it. And so that's about it. I really think it's very pretty. I can't fault the, I don't really find any faults with it except for the roughness, which I'm not sure if that's going to even be an issue. It might be just bubbles in this high gloss. It might be the gloss where it dried, to be honest with you. Because my dad also, God rest his soul, was a master craftsman. And he used to use polyurethane, and his woodworking pieces would shine. And so perhaps if the person wasn't as experienced and didn't dry off the rag or whatever they used, maybe it just dried and it bubbled. That's what I'm thinking. If that's the case, it's not a problem. And one last thing to notice is it is thin line. Look at how thin that is. So they're touting this is more like a travel ukulele. It's also got a little bevel. I meant to say that it has a little arch in the back. So that will give you a little more sound, because since it's thin, you know, when the skinnier anything is, that's why solid guitar, electric guitars, you don't hear them too well if they're not plugged in. There's nothing for the sound to reverberate off of, and it needs that. But it does seem to have it here, so it might be loud enough. Again, I'll just give it a strum. It's going to be out of tune, as we always said. It should be, or the strings can come popped. Yep. So also it has a little wooden, what looks like a little wooden sticker that says Deviser, model number D for Deviser, D12-26. So I'm assuming that's the model number. And let's see, does it tell you what kind of strings? D'Addario strings, that's a plus. Those are nice strings. Deviser. Okay. So I'll shut the video, I'll come back, and I'll play a tune or two. So here we go. This is Brahms Lullaby. Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a northern tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played on a penny arcade. It's a bum and belly world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. That is an old one. That's called, if you hadn't guessed it, It's Only a Paper Moon by Billy Rose and Harold Arlen, and it was from one of my favorite performers, and it was Funny Girl, and all of a sudden I can't think of his name. His son's in, oh my God, his son is in Hawaii Five-O. I can't think of who played in it. Who played in it? I love this actor, and I can't think of it right now. So him and Barbra Streisand, love her, and he sang it in this movie. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. If I hadn't asked myself, I would know it. 56-year-old brain. Billy Rose. Oh my God. I can't think of his name. Isn't that awful? What's your name? Anyway, thank you, Deviser, for sending this to me. If I was going to play it at a gig, I would definitely amplify it. I would use either a microphone or maybe the pickup, like the Myers pickup, and clip it here so that I could plug it into my amp and it would be loud enough with the microphone for my voice. So thanks for watching.